Hey everyone, this is Justin here after an extremely long absence, and I'm here to have a brief look at the Galaxy Note 8, which I've got here in the hand. If you've seen any of my older videos, mostly the old Nokias and some Blackberries. Even the last one I did, I think, was the Blackberry Priv. Well, this one here is the Galaxy Note 8, and if anyone knows me, it took me a while to think about getting this. Being pretty much a Nokia fanboy, actually had sleepless nights thinking about getting this, but I'm actually glad I did. It's actually one of the best phones I've ever had. In fact, I will say it is the best phone that I've ever had. The screen is gorgeous, as you can see. It's quick. It does everything. The camera is amazing. A few little cons, but mostly positives on this phone. Just in the brief time I've had it for about 3 weeks now, 4 weeks, and happy to say that I'm comfortable using it. It is a big phone, but I like that I've got aging eyes. I'm in my mid-40s, so having this phone is actually a godsend. So I'll just get into it. So if you've noticed, I don't have the usual TouchWiz launcher on there. I'm using Pixel Launcher. So you just swipe up, get all your apps. As you can see, it's very quick, unbelievably quick. It has got the fingerprint sensor on the back, and I think that's been overplayed with position of it. Yeah, it could be better, but muscle memory, or brain memory I should say, kicks it in, and I get it right every time. So I'll show you how quick it is. Bang, done. There it is. It's very quick. Doesn't get in the way. You don't put your finger on the cameras at all. Not that I've found anyway. So if you're thinking about getting this phone and you see all the reviews about the fingerprint sensor, don't worry about it. You'll learn exactly where it is, and it'll just become second nature. Get into the apps and features that it has. So on this side here, we've got the power button. On up here, we have the volume rockers up and down, and just underneath that, which does sometimes get in the way, and sometimes you do think it's the power button, is the Bixby button. And I might as well just get into Bixby now. So there's Bixby, and you can even talk to it. So if I just keep on holding the button, it's a bit like Google now. If I keep on holding the button, I can use it as a microphone. Hey Bixby, what is the weather in Endeavour Hills today?
Wednesday we'll have some sunshine with a few clouds.
So there you go, that's Bixby. And if I do Google now.
Here is a map.
Hey Google, what is the weather in Endeavour Hills today?
Today in Endeavour Hills, it'll be partly cloudy, with a forecast high of 37 and a low of 20. Right now it's 35 and sunny.
Sorry, I've got a Google Home in the background as well that used that as well. The differences are, the thing I like about the Google now is it has got the Australian voice, whereas Bixby has the American voice, but everything else is the same. So obviously maybe not as many features on Bixby, but it is learning all the time. But you can use both in conjunction, and you'll be happy with both results. You do have the side swipe here. If you can see, there's a little white band here. If I just swipe in from the side, it's my EPL team there, lost on the weekend to Leicester. That's Newcastle United. If I keep swiping, have some apps there, and as you can see, I've got YouTube and internet. So I'll do dual screen. So I can either watch YouTube or watch the web at the same time, which is a pretty cool feature. So I'll just get rid of that, and you can do both at the same time. What else have we got in here? So that's that. My wife, and just all this is what they call clipboard. So these are just like screenshots that I may have taken. If you scroll down, and those last two were taken from my last phone, which was the LG V20, which I didn't actually do a review on. I should have. The video on that is second to none. So anyway, we'll go back into it. With apps, you do have a lot of Samsung apps in there. So you got Smart Switch, Samsung Pay, which I haven't set up yet, which I have to. Samsung Health. That's a pretty comprehensive app as well. Haven't done enough steps today, but I've done only 1327. And then I've also got Nokia Health, which, if I reset that, almost on a par. So I like using both just to compare. And you have your Twitter app. So scrolling's very quick, no lag whatsoever. You've got 6 gig of RAM and plenty of storage there. I've got 64 gig plus 128 gig micro SD card in this. The only niggle that I'd have with this phone would be the placement of the speaker. So if I actually do go into YouTube, and my kids are signed in on YouTube as well, so just may as well go into shameless plug, and I'll go into some of mine. So just look at my last one. So I put in landscape.
Hey everyone, it's Justin here for a long overdue YouTube video. Just a brief look at my BlackBerry Priv.
So if I'm holding it
I've been using for
like
the last few
this,
months. It's
my hand does block that speaker. That's the only niggle.
One of the best phones I've ever used. Now, if you've seen my past
But I do like that you do get the black band with that 18:9 or 2:1 aspect ratio, but you can zoom in and it fills the screen.
So I'm still learning the tricks of the trade as far as Android goes. But
So that's it for YouTube. As you can see, blocks that speaker as you're holding it. So you've got to be careful where you hold it. But that's enough of that. And that's the other thing I like about the Pixel launcher is you can go in landscape mode. That comes in handy for me as well. I like that. And I just listen to some music just to get another edge on that speaker. So it is loud when you're not covering it. Just got to learn to hold the phone differently. But it is actually a really nice phone. The camera on this thing is stunning. So I'll just show you a couple of shots that I have taken. So this was the other night at a beach. And if I could just zoom in a bit closer. It's a very nice shot. And then I took another shot of that same shot, but I've cropped it to get a better result. And look, seriously, the camera on this is just amazing. Now, I've come from Lumia's, which had great cameras on that. This thing just takes it to another level. So here's another shot I took of my son. He loves climbing trees. And just the details, so I'll just zoom in. And this is just on auto as well, mind you. But there's plenty of features on here, so there you go. Everything is sharp as a tack. But the thing I like, and I've spoken to Samsung Australia about this, I call them little gems, things that you don't realise that are on the phone, or you might not use them all the time, but they're there. So if I take it, and that's the thing, it is a note, so it has got a pen. Straight away, a little menu comes up, and you've got live message, and you can draw whatever you like on here. And you can just send it off as a message. I do this to my wife all the time. She loves it. She's a bit jealous. She has an iPhone 10, so she can't do that, but she has animojis. So you can do things like that, or what else can you do? And that little pen symbol stays out while it is out, so you can quickly go back. You've got translate, so if I wanted to go Spanish to English, I can do that. Or English to Spanish, I can do that too. So you can learn some languages there. You've got magnify, which comes in handy, especially, as I said, I've got aging eyes. Just don't tell my wife, she wants me to wear glasses. Colouring too, so I love this too, so you can pass the time if you're a bit bored, and you can do some colouring in. Just get rid of magnify. And just pick a colour, purple, and then you can start drawing. And as I said, even with kids, they're being a little bit noisy, give them this and they can just colour in. All kids love colouring in. So there's that. What else do we have on here? So we've got glance. Can't use glance, open an app and then try again. So I'll go back onto here and I'll use glance. So then it brings it down just into a little mini screen. Got that in the corner there. And then hover your S Pen over the thumbnail to switch to full screen view. So I'll do that. There you go. So it's makes things very precise. I actually use the S Pen quite a lot when I'm messaging. It does slow it down a little bit, but it is more precise, and you can see exactly what you're typing without any mistakes at all. So there, big drop-down menu. If I can get it down there, and you've got a couple of pages there, and you can edit what's in there as well. So obviously people know more about Android than I would, can get right into this. Look, as a phone, fantastic, comes in extremely handy for me. Camera, can't complain whatsoever. Video, actually I'll show you a video that I took, some fireworks down the road from us for Christmas, which is coming up, and I'll just show you. I'll go back in. So I just went with my family. I know, how cool is that? I just wanted to test out the low light capabilities, and it came out with aplomb. So, look, if you're on the fence and you're like me and thinking, oh, Samsung this or whatever, you'll love this phone. Look, the build quality is fantastic. It looks awesome. If you notice, I don't use a case. It is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but just a light little polish, and everything's all good again. And that's the other thing. If you could just hear, if I'll take the pen out, you might be able to hear a little noise. Yeah, there's a little whoosh noise, and I'll put it back in. There you go. And one thing I didn't show, so I'll turn that screen off, take the pen out, and now I can start taking notes just like I would on a piece of paper. I don't always have a notepad on me. I do need one for work, so this comes in extremely handy. So if I have to get people's names or details and things like that, I can just write it on my phone, and it saves it in notes. As soon as you can either press it there and save, or as soon as you put the pen back in, and I'll show you that. There you go. Screen off memo saved in notes there. So, and as you can see, a little glance screen, or as they call it, always on display. So that's it. That's probably my longest video. Probably rambled on a little bit too much. Like I said, happy that I got this phone. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.